In the shadowed alleys of Bristol, a legend was born not with fanfare, but with a spray can and a secret. Banksy, the elusive street artist whose works have pierced the veil of complacency worldwide, remains a phantom in the art world. This documentary traces his enigmatic journey from the first clandestine strokes on a gritty wall to the global provocations that define our era. Over 40 pages, we unravel the man, the myth, and the messages that continue to echo in 2025. In the early 1990s, amid Bristol's pulsating underground graffiti scene, a young artist known only by whispers began etching his presence into the urban fabric. Born around 1974 in this industrial English city, Banksy started as a freehand graffiti tagger, part of the Dry Bread Z crew, DBZ, alongside Kato and Tess. These early marks were raw, rebellious scrawls against the monotony of post-punk Britain, symbols of youthful defiance in a Thatcher-era landscape of economic despair. The very first documented Banksy sighting dates back to around 1992, when locals in Bristol stumbled upon a small, stenciled rat scurrying across a derelict wall. Unlike the chaotic tags of his peers, this rodent was precise, almost playful, a cheeky nod to the vermin of society, perhaps the overlooked underclass. Eyewitnesses recall the thrill of discovery, a nocturnal surprise that hinted at a mind more cunning than crude, marking the birth of stencil as Banksy's signature weapon. By 1994, Banksy had abandoned freehand for stencils, a technique born of necessity. "I used to spend a day on a piece," he later quipped. "Now I can do it in half an hour." This shift allowed hit-and-run artistry, evading police while amplifying impact. His early works, like the 1998 Mild Mild West on a Bristol pub wall, a teddy bear hurling a Molotov at riot cops, captured the tension between innocence and insurrection, forever altering the city's visual dialogue. Word of these nocturnal interventions spread like graffiti itself through Bristol's clubs and warehouses. By the late 90s, Banksy's pieces dotted the Severn sheds and other forgotten corners, blending punk aesthetics with sly satire. One anonymous spotter in 1997 described finding a stenciled monkey wrenching open a safe. It felt like the city was waking up, laughing at itself. These sightings fueled a cult following, positioning Banksy as the voice of the voiceless in a booming 90s Britain. In the early 2000s, Banksy infiltrated London, his stencils infiltrating the capital's concrete veins. The move amplified his reach but deepened the veil of secrecy. No photos, no interviews, just art that appeared overnight, challenging authority from Shepherd's Bush to Shoreditch. This era solidified his ethos. Art as guerrilla warfare, where the artist's invisibility mirrored the invisibility of the issues he illuminated, from war to consumerism. Banksy's secrecy is his greatest stroke. Theories abound. Is he Robert Del Naja of Massive Attack, whose tour dates align suspiciously with mural appearances, or Robin Gunningham, a Bristol boy outed by a 2016 Queen's University study via geographic profiling of his works? Del Naja's crew connections and Gunningham's art school ties fuel speculation, but Banksy thrives on the void, his anonymity a protest against the commodification of genius. The Del Naja hypothesis gained traction in 2017 when Banksy praised Massive Attack's activism. Concert dates in cities like New Orleans and Bethlehem preceded iconic pieces there, suggesting a nomadic collaborator. Yet, Banksy dismissed it with a stenciled rat holding a sign. I don't know who Banksy is either. This meta-denial only heightens the intrigue, turning identity into interactive art. Gunningham, a reclusive figure from Bristol's suburbs, matches Banksy's age and haunts similar social circles. Photos of him in the 90s resemble the hooded silhouette glimpsed in rare footage. But outing him would shatter the myth. As one theorist notes, Banksy's power lies in his absence. Reveal him, and the spell breaks. In 2025, with lawsuits over authenticity, the secrecy endures as legal shield and artistic fuel. Wilder theories include Gorilla's co-creator Jamie Hewlett for stylistic overlaps, or even Art Attack's Neil Buchanan for his crafty facade. A 2023 Mail on Sunday claim of Buchanan painting in solitude was debunked, but it underscores Banksy's chameleon nature. These red herrings keep the public guessing, ensuring his works remain the sole authenticated signature. Banksy once stated, "The art world is run by a few people who know too much." His anonymity rejects celebrity, focusing scrutiny on the message. In an era of influencers, this refusal is radical, secrecy as subversion, protecting collaborators like Pest Control, his verification entity. As of 2025, it sustains his relevance, turning every unconfirmed piece into a global puzzle. Banksy's style is stencil supremacy, intricate templates cut from acetate, sprayed in layers for depth. Developed in the 90s for evasion, the faster you go, the less chance of arrest. It yields crisp, reproducible icons. Black and white palettes evoke wartime posters, infused with color for emotional punch, blending Blacklerat's influence with British wit. At heart, Banksy's aesthetic is satirical subversion. Rats as revolutionaries, children as casualties of capitalism. His dark humor, ironic twists on icons like the Mona Lisa, mocks power structures. Works like the 2004 Napalm remix Vietnam's horror with consumerism, forcing viewers to confront complicity through laughter's bitter aftertaste. He treats city walls as provisional galleries, ephemeral yet immortal via photography. Techniques evolve, from basic sprays to installations like Dismaland's dystopian Disneyland. In 2025, digital shares amplify this, but the raw urban grit, cracked concrete, flickering streetlights, grounds his critique in the everyday struggle. Drawing from Dadaism, punk zines, and Shepherd Fairy, Banksy's icons recur. The girl with balloon for fleeting hope, rats for resilient underdogs. His style democratizes art, subverting gallery elitism. As he said, graffiti is one of the few tools if you have almost nothing. By the 2010s, Banksy blended stencils with film, exit through the gift shop, and sculpture. Recent works incorporate AR filters, but core remains analog rebellion. In 2025, amid AI art debates, his hand-cut precision reaffirms humanity's flawed beauty against machine perfection. Debuting on London's Waterloo Bridge, this stencil of a girl losing her heart-shaped balloon to the wind embodies transience. The message? Love, innocence, dreams, elusive in a cynical world. Its 2018 auction shredding into "Love is in the bin" doubled down. Art defies ownership, half destroyed yet whole in spirit. On Bethlehem's apartheid wall, a rioter hurls flowers like a petrol bomb. This anti-violence plea critiques occupation's absurdity, urging resistance through beauty over brutality. Message: nonviolence as potent weaponry, blooming amid conflict's thorns. Remixing the iconic Vietnam photo, Banksy adds Mickey Mouse and Ronald McDonald to the screaming figures. A savage indictment of war profiteering, it screams. Empire's horrors sanitized for profit. Displayed at Dismaland, it lingers as a gut punch to complacency. A hooded detainee in orange mocks Disney's Aladdin on a London shop wall. Targeting post-9/11 detentions, it exposes hypocrisy. Liberty exported via torture. Message: imperialism's facade crumbles under scrutiny. In Calais' jungle camp, a child gazes at a tiny tent under a Union Jack. Echoing Steve McCurry's Afghan Girl, it humanizes migration's plight. Message: borders are illusions. Humanity demands welcome, not walls. Banksy's dystopian family adventure in Weston-super-Mare twisted Disneyland into a critique of escapism. Cinderella's crash, Maleficent's drone death, satirizing consumerism and surveillance. Message: fantasy veils reality's rot. Wake up and revolt. Installed in a UK hospital, a girl plays with a nurse doll over a discarded Doctor Who figure, honoring COVID frontline workers, especially women of color. Message: true superheroes wear masks, not capes. Amid crisis, visibility for the invisible. A toxic green lily pond parodies Monet, dumped in a British pond. Attacking environmental neglect, it warns, beauty's legacy drowns in industrial sludge. Message: capitalism poisons paradise. Art must adapt to survive. The iconic masked figure tosses a bouquet grenade on Israel's separation wall. From violence to vitality, it pleads for de-escalation in endless conflict. Message: swap destruction for dialogue, peace as radical act. Kissing couple oblivious to phones in Bristol. Critiquing tech's emotional theft, it laments. Connection kills intimacy. Message: reclaim presence. Screens steal souls. A boy sells spray cans from a suitcase in NYC. Satirizing street art's commodification, it flips the script on value. Message: authenticity erodes in auctions. True art resists price tags. A man walks in and hangs a framed Banksy on a boudoir wall. Playing on domesticity and desire, it questions art's place in private versus public spheres. Message: revolution starts at home, one wall at a time. Two riot cops embrace on Brighton Wall. Challenging homophobia in authority, it subverts power's rigidity. Message: love disarms. Fluidity fractures fascism. Part of his 2024 Animal series, a goat peers over a wall in Peckham. Symbolizing wild freedom amid urban cages, it critiques confinement. Message: nature rebels. Let the beasts roam. An elephant with a cone on its trunk in Arsenal. Bemoaning environmental denial, it trumpets ignored crises. Message: can't ignore the giants in our midst. Climate demands attention. Monkeys wrenching a car stop sign in Islington. Mocking traffic of turmoil, it apes societal chaos. Message: evolution stalled. We're still swinging from vines of dysfunction. A wolf silhouette howls on a Peckham bridge. Echoing urban alienation, it calls for primal reconnection. Message: cities silence the wild, hear the howl before it's gone. Pelicans swoop over Thames railings. Celebrating migration's joy amid borders, it soars above division. Message: birds know no walls, humans must learn to fly free. A rhino charges a billboard in Charlton. Charging at ad's excess, it gores consumerism. Message: megafauna versus megacorp. Nature's charge against waste. September 2025's Royal Courts of Justice mural. A robed judge hammers a protester. Removed within 48 hours, its ghostly residue haunts more potently. Message: erasure amplifies truth. Power's whitewash reveals the stain. A solitary lighthouse beams through stormy seas, posted on Instagram. Evoking isolation in turbulent times, it guides amid 2025's geopolitical storms. Message: light persists in darkness. Hope's signal cuts the fog. As of October 2025, Banksy remains spectral. No confirmed sightings since the London series. Whispers place him in Bristol studios or global hideouts, directing pest control amid authenticity battles. Active via Instagram, he drops pieces like digital grenades, funding causes from refugees to animals. Banksy's oeuvre has auctioned for millions. Irony he shreds, yet his true wealth is cultural disruption. From Brexit chimp MPs to Gaza protests, his works ignite discourse. In 2025, amid rising authoritarianism, his blueprint endures. Anonymity empowers the message. Speculation swirls. Will VR stencils or blockchain verify next? Banksy's adaptability, from walls to wars, ensures relevance. His secrecy? A masterclass in resistance, teaching that the unseen speaks loudest in silenced times. Banksy isn't a man. He's a movement, a stencil against stasis. From that first Bristol rat to 2025's scrubbed shadows, his art demands we question, laugh, rage. As he vanishes into the night once more, remember, the greatest mysteries aren't solved. They're lived. The end? Only if we stop looking. If you love this story, come check out History Unhidden on YouTube and TikTok.